Ever wondered about the man often called Europe's last dictator? Today, we're diving into the life and career of Alexander Lukashenko, the long-standing president of Belarus. His story is a complex tapestry of ambition, power, and controversy that has shaped a nation for decades. Born in 1954 in a small village in the Belarusian Soviet Socialist Republic, Lukashenko's early life was modest. Raised by a single mother, he grew up in a rural setting, which he often references to highlight his connection to the common people. He graduated from the Mogilev Pedagogical Institute with a degree in history and later from the Belarusian Agricultural Academy as an economist organizer. Before entering politics, he served in the Soviet border troops and held various positions, including director of a state-owned farm, or Sovkhoz. This background gave him a unique blend of military discipline and agricultural management experience. Lukashenko's political ascent began in the late 1980s, during the era of Gorbachev's reforms. He gained a reputation as a fiery anti-corruption crusader, a platform that would propel him into the national spotlight. In 1990, he was elected to the Supreme Soviet of Belarus, the country's parliament. There, he was the only deputy to vote against the 1991 agreement that dissolved the Soviet Union and established the Commonwealth of Independent States. This act signaled his deep-seated nostalgia for the Soviet era and his skepticism of Western-style reforms. In 1994, Belarus held its first, and to date, only presidential election recognized as free and fair by international observers. Running on a populist, anti-corruption ticket, Lukashenko won a landslide victory. He promised to tackle corruption, stabilize the economy, and forge closer ties with Russia. His appeal to a population weary of economic hardship and political instability was undeniable. Initially, his presidency brought a sense of order. He renationalized many industries and maintained a state-controlled economy, which provided a social safety net that was lost in many other post-Soviet states. However, his rule quickly took an authoritarian turn. In 1996, through a controversial referendum, he significantly expanded presidential powers, extended his term, and dissolved the parliament. This move was widely condemned internationally and marked the beginning of his consolidation of power. Subsequent elections in 2001, 2006, 2010, 2015, and 2020 have been marred by allegations of widespread fraud, suppression of opposition, and crackdowns on dissent. Opposition leaders have been jailed, exiled, or have disappeared, and independent media has been systematically dismantled. Lukashenko's foreign policy has been a balancing act. While maintaining a strong alliance with Russia, receiving economic subsidies and political support, he has also occasionally flirted with the West, seeking to reduce his dependency on Moscow. This diplomatic maneuvering has defined Belarus's position on the international stage, often described as swinging between Russia and the European Union. The 2020 presidential election was a major turning point. The official results, which gave Lukashenko over 80% of the vote, were met with unprecedented mass protests across the country. The scale and duration of the demonstrations were historic, revealing deep-seated public discontent. The government's response was brutal, with thousands arrested and widespread reports of torture and police violence. The international community, particularly the EU and the US, refused to recognize the election results and imposed sanctions on the regime. Today, Alexander Lukashenko remains in power, heavily reliant on the loyalty of his security forces and the support of Russia. His journey from a farm director to the long-reigning leader of Belarus is a powerful and cautionary tale about power, populism, and the fragility of democracy. It's a story that continues to unfold, with the future of Belarus hanging in the balance. What do you think about his long rule? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you found this interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into world figures.